Hi! So you clicked on this video wanting to be a little bit more stress-free. This is not some TED Talk in disguise. I'm gonna tell you how to do it. I'm just gonna bring you along for my process and share some themes that I feel like are very valuable to me and might help you out as well. And don't get me wrong, I definitely still have my moments, and it usually stems from caring a little bit too much or wanting to do it right. And if you're feeling that too, don't worry, because I am sure you're doing better than you think you are. So I'm gonna talk about mindset, pre-shoot planning, communication, my gear organization, and also how I share images with my clients using PicDrop. And I'm gonna take you along for a little passion project. Let's dive into the first topic, which is a mindset. And for that, I feel like we should sit somewhere a little bit more peaceful. Yes, I am in a bush. I gotta say, sitting in a field is actually quite sound absorbing. Like, I feel like the audio is very nice. We all know the feeling of being overwhelmed, and that usually starts with me, with my mind being a cluttered mess. All the things I need to do are running laps in my head. It definitely does not feel like this in my head in that moment. Let's start with something basic, something you can do straight away, and that is creating the list. It's something in your notes or in a notebook where you dump every single idea, every thought, every doubt, every frustration onto paper. It doesn't have to look pretty, it doesn't have to look good. For me, that's in my iPhone. I've got a little note section. I use this on a daily basis. I feel like I'm that unemployed friend on like literally a random Monday in a field. That's me. That's enough touching grass. I'm gonna take you along to a photo shoot and share some tips and tricks along the way. I didn't come alone, because today we'll be shooting an Alfa GTV from 1972, which is a really awesome car. It has a roll cage in it, the interior is red, which is beautiful for some portraits. And for that we're going to be photographing my sister. Her name's Julia and she's a familiar face on my channel. I love photographing her, so yeah, we got very lucky that we can do that again today. So I'm gonna start off with my 50mm. It's a Sigma lens, a 1.4 lens, my favorite lens at the moment. So we will see for how long I will actually use this lens. Usually it stays on for the complete photo shoot, but let's see. Love to make a mood board, and I did the exact same thing for today as well. I edit it as my wallpaper on my phone. That's usually how I do it, and when we're talking about stress-free photography, this is definitely a must. I'm gonna pause myself here because before this photo shoot started, I did some pre-shoot planning. Because more planning and organizing equals more room for ideas to flow. I would put that sentence on a tile because it works like a gem. So that all starts with packing your camera bag the night before, because trust me, a morning you will thank you. Don't be like me, I forgot to bring the polarizer for this lens. Super stupid, so I'll just have to hold it in front. Maybe not the best example for this type of video, but we're making it work. So don't stress about it, because you can always fix it. Like this. So yeah, a checklist is definitely a must-have for peace of mind and quiet in your little head up here. And this location and this car did not appear from thin air. I wish it was that simple actually, but usually with my locations I try to scout them maybe even weeks in advance. I save them on Google Maps. I've got a bunch of pins all popped around, and this is how I found this location. I did make sure to rock up to the photoshoot location an hour earlier just so I could scout it, because you never know. Maybe there is a festival going on, or and bonus points if you've got a plan B ready, because you never know when the weather might flip, especially in Netherlands. It's something.
Surely not.
Let's say you're shooting with clients, you're shooting with beginner models. Communication is everything. Now I will say, of course I got a little bit lucky that this is my sister. We can just look at each other and we know what we mean. So maybe this is not the best example. Be clear about what you expect from them. So I always make sure to send a briefing or a call sheet, especially to the models, and show the photos during the photo shoot. This way you both know what you're creating. I even let them know what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna change lenses, or let me just get closer to you, or just give me a moment to think about the next shot, for example, because it makes them feel very comfortable and it takes the pressure of me just performing there in silence like some photo wizard. There's no point aiming in the dark. It'll save you a lot of stress. And just quickly, I know it can get very stressful and feeling like pressure when there's a lot of people waiting for you. Like, for example, there was the car owner. The car owner brought a friend. The friend brought a brother, and the brother brought a girlfriend. I used to feel so guilty wasting their time, but then I tried to remind myself, like, they came to the photo shoot, so they knew what to expect. You're literally doing what they came for. So don't panic, just focus on taking banger photos. What's also very stress-free, having a shit ton of SD cards, just in case. Yep, I think we got it. Yay! Heel blij mee. This is where the magic happens. I do my editing here, and this is where we finalize the photo shoot. So let's say Julia is my imaginary client and she requested to select the photos herself. Maybe they want to fill up their website with photos. They know best which photos would work, because sometimes clients are like, do you have one with my hair flicked to the other side or stuff like that, which is fine, but this way it just saves you a lot of time and going, you know, back and forth. So to get my gallery to the client, I use PicDrop, and this is a very time-saving tool for image delivery made for photographers. And actually, fun fact, this software is also built by a photographer, so it definitely has everything you need. So I downloaded the plugin into my Lightroom Classic, and then I can literally drag the photos from Lightroom into the gallery in PicDrop. Then I give the gallery a personal touch with some cool fonts and some colors, and I sent it off to Julia, the client. And then Julia can pick her favorites by flagging the photos, and she can also leave some comments as well. So once her selection is done, I start editing those photos, and then I export them and import them in a new gallery and share the gallery with Julia, and she can easily download all of the images. So it's all happening in one software, which is really nice. So if you want to give PicTrop a go, you can find 2 months for free via the link in my description. I want to talk a little bit more about my favorite part of the photo shoots, which is the editing. Definitely not always, but I do love to start with a preset as either a base layer, or I just love to scroll through every single one and look at how the colors are affecting my photo. So it's honestly super simple to create a preset. You literally just click on create preset. It saves all of your settings, give it a nice little name, add it to a group, for example. It's so satisfying coming home from a photo shoot, sitting behind your laptop, selecting one of your beautiful presets and just going off from there. So it's a nice base layer. Or if you want to give my colors and my presets a try, you can find the link in the description. I've also added a bunch of editing tutorials, my raw photos, and I've made a walkthrough tutorial for every single preset. So I want to finish off this video with one of the most important things I've learned as a photographer, and that is to create for yourself. Not just for the algorithm or your clients or Instagram or for the money, but for you. And I'm speaking from myself. If you only create for those type of topics, I feel like you burn out a bit easier as well. Or at least like you lose touch of why you started photography in the first place. But I think it's very important to create space to do your own little passion projects as well. I love doing those type of shoots. I do it with friends, with my sister. They give me so much energy and it makes me love photography even more as well. And I think this just goes hand in hand with being a stress-free photographer. I've added a little self-care stress-free photographer package in the description. You can find some gear organizers, a Spotify playlist, a little inspirational quote and some other goodies there as well. So a lot of good stuff in the description. I really hope you enjoyed watching this type of video, and I also hope to see you at my next video. Okay, bye bye! Doei!